World Junior Summer Showcase. Z, do we want to start broad, bigger picture? Do we want to start wild prospects, or do we want to start Gophers?
I mean, based again, and like you had mentioned earlier, I've caught not whole games. I've caught a good amount of day one, a little bit of day two, and then just going through some of it today. Like Ryder Ritchie playing on the same line as Caden Lindstrom, who looked fucking incredible, and then also told reporters after that he's not even close to being all the way back. That's terrifying. What a fucking get for Michigan State. But they're also playing on the same line as Malcolm Spence. So like it was very funny in my head. You have Malcolm Spence who's heading to Michigan, Caden Lindstrom who played with Ryder Ritchie at Medicine Hat. Ritchie's going to BU, but then Lindstrom's going to Michigan State. There's just a whole lot of overlap there. But I mean, like Lindstrom scores twice today, looks incredible, then tells reporters, I'm not even a little bit close to like being all the way back to where I was pre-injury, which is like obvious, but at the same time, with how good he looked, like, oh fuck, that's scary. And Ryder Ritchie also grabs an assist as well, which is nice.
Like it shouldn't be weird because that's what we see on the US team always. It's just so funny to me that like, holy shit, we actually have to talk about the colleges that these Canadian kids have chosen, because I do not. No, that's not true. I absolutely want to set expectations high here. I am hanging out talking to SID for the Gophers after a bunch of the media availability, because for those that don't know, the games and practices are being held at Ritter, the women's rink for the Gophers, and Mariucci has no ice. So over there is where a lot of like the dry land stretching, a lot of kicking soccer balls for the Swedes, which was actually very fun to watch. Apparently one of them got a ball stuck on top of the Jumbotron. So that's fun. But that's where all the media availability happens, down there on the like cemented ice. It's a weird feeling, but it works. And everyone's cleared out from that first slate of games on Sunday that I was at, and Canada had just came in and we're going to do their first practices late that night after those games. And they're doing the same thing as Team USA. They've got two different teams to start, and they're going to end up consolidating down to one. But one of the teams for Canada is walking past us and entering the rink, and I just hear several guys, holy shit, this is cool. Just looking up and like seeing how sick the setup is at Mariucci. I'm like, come on. And one of them that I watched say it, I watched him utter it. I won't say the exact words because they might not be PG. Kashawn Aitcheson is one of them, man. And my jaw dropped. I'm just like, please. I don't ask for much. Please give me this.
Yeah, imagine if like he shows like he ends up in Minnesota. 2 years.
I mean, if only the Gophers coach was like around this event and had a chance to not only watch and evaluate these players, but maybe talk to them and give them a little bit of a pitch. That would be really cool.
Would be pretty cool.
Not the case.
Would really be cool if that was the case, which it's not. But I mean, imagine you have eventually have three guys on your blue line: Jacob Bromback, fucking Maceo Phillips, and Kashawn Aitcheson, that's running around, absolutely destroying people. It would be incredible.
So day one, not day one of all of the World Junior stuff, but day one of actual games being played. Two very different games. So USA White and USA Blue played back-to-back against Finland and Sweden. Game one against Finland was kind of a snoozer in comparison. Hate to say, like, it was a good game and I enjoyed watching it, but then seeing the Sweden, I am glad the Sweden game followed the Finland game, because it would have been brutal watching the Sweden game and then watching the Finland game. It's funny because it lower event type play, but every time a goal was scored, look and who's there on the ice? Brody Zemer. It broke my brain that he was wearing number 2. That didn't make any sense to me. I I'll probably get to the end of this week and then be used to that. And then next time I see him, he'll not be wearing 2. So screw me. He played well, and it was funny. We chatted with him after the game, and he talked about just how like 2 of his best friends, as he put it, are Haggins and Stiga, and like all indications are that those 3 are going to play together. I just thank whatever gods exist in this world that they didn't somehow coerce him to BC instead of Minnesota. Thank Jesus. Mary, Joseph. I'm talking all of the Jesuses, tuxedo t-shirt, baby Jesus, full board. But he was exactly who he should be. Dominating net front on the power play. Just, I don't think we can possibly say more how much we love Brody Zemer. And his second shift of the game tries to decapitating a guy. Like, that's what I need in a dry summer competition where it's not going to be as physical. Seeing him just go right for a dude, I'm like, yes, this is the Brody Zemer that I support. He had not watched Happy Gilmore 2 and complained that the hotel does not have Netflix. And when we confronted him and said, well, you could watch on your phone, he's like, I'm not going to sit in the room and watch on my phone by myself. So, fair enough.
Team guy.
Let's see. The others from the Gophers that were playing in that first group against Finland were Jacob Rombach, and man, I always get this guy's name wrong, and I wasn't even aware that he was part of the World Junior Summer Showcase. Now I'm gonna just like Gophers. It's one of those names that I'm not even confident pronouncing. He is not going to be here this year. He's going out and playing a season for Penticton, I believe. Why can't I count? That's what it is.
That's the one.
I will say, out of those, it's funny for both of the USA teams. There's 3 Gophers, and there's one that's lock or lock adjacent, one that's a tweener, and one that's probably not going to make the team, but like fun for them to come out here and get this experience. He falls in that camp. I think Rombach's going to be an interesting one to watch. I think I'm not penciling him on to the team necessarily, but he makes a ton of sense for a third pairing guy for that group, assuming he gets the right start to the year. And of course, doesn't hurt that you got a decent amount of the Gopher coaching staff that's going to be running the World Junior group. So he's also just really freaking big. It was insane. Like standing next to him and talking to him made me feel very small.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be an excellent defenseman in college hockey. By the way, I think you're thinking of Jacob, not Jason. Jacob, it's like Vastica, but it starts with a K.
That sounds correct.
Right wings playing for Penticton next year, 7th round draft pick this year for the
Islanders.
So
yes, and he looked fine, but again, when you consider consolidating the 2 USA teams and players that are hurt right now, he's probably not going to be in the mix. But yes, that is who it is, and it also messed with me because I wanted to say Jacob too, but I'm like, wait, there can't be 2. But yeah, I liked nothing flashy from Rombach, and he said to us after the game too, he's not a power play guy.
Yeah, no.
But he's a great penalty kill guy, and he's going to fill that role. And I don't know, he played a pretty sturdy game, like never stood out as making a mistake. And there were a couple times where he would just like pin a guy or step to him, and like they couldn't do anything. You know, he didn't like murder anybody, but like didn't need to. They knew immediately. They're like, I'm just going to go limp and we'll see what happens.
No thanks.
But I went from standing next to him to then after the next game, LJ Mooney. I think the 2 of them are going to join together and form one mega person. Shout out Phil. We need Finches.
Yep.
Dude, how freaking good was that kid?
Well, I mean, I'll let you ask what because you saw it in person. I mean, like the one thing, it's just like every time the kid touches the puck, when he's like, especially when he's healthy, he's on and he's feeling it. Like he wants the puck on his stick every single time he jumps over the boards. He'll pick it up, pass it, wants it right back. He can shoot. He's got an absolute ripper, deceptive ripper of a shot too. But like the playmaking is ridiculous, and it's just like highlight reel after highlight reel play. And again, the only thing that's ever going to really get in his way is just like this whole size thing. But he has such a high motor and he's so tenacious on and off the puck that I still don't foresee that being any kind of like major issue for him. Like he has like that much talent that I don't think it really matter. And I mean, again, like we talked about this with Cameron Schmidt, 5'7" WHL, putting up 1 million goals this year. The motor, the pace that he plays with, and just the drive to like have the puck and make plays every single time he jumps over the boards, like that's what's going to get that kid to the next level. But I mean, just a human highlight reel in that event, in that game, and like the points he was putting up were just just sick plays.
I mean, yeah,
he's so fun
was
to
in
watch.
on the
But,
only 2 goals for USA.
Yeah, I mean, again, you saw him in person. Like, he's so fun to watch.
Yeah, and it's funny too because like I already knew who he was coming up, mostly because of the association with Logan Cooley, right, being his cousin. For the 2 of you that didn't know that, he is Logan Cooley's cousin. He is a guy that I didn't watch much of last year, right, because of the knee to knee, and then like being my first full hockey season as a parent, like I kind of picked my spots and mostly watched the Gophers and the Wild last year with some spot looks at prospects, but saw the highlights, knew it, I was very excited. Watching him live is just different. And I told you earlier today, I'm usually someone that like I want to be on the red line or as close to it as I can if I'm watching a hockey game. On Sunday, I was like up above behind the net, and I don't like generally watching a game from there, but if you're like ISO camming one player, it's actually ideal because you can see the way he's going up the ice, the way he's hitting the lanes, the way he's hitting the soft spots in the ice, the way he's using his speed, but then total change of pace, slow down and reevaluate as people keep moving. I don't know, man. He's surgical is the best way I can put it. And it was very fun watching him on the power play because that kid, based on one viewing, he is obsessed with no look, absolutely wiring it across the ice with a perfect pass that the guy's just not ready to one time because I was faked out. Like I don't know. The skill is absolutely there. I mean, no one's ever going to get over his size, I'm sure, because that's just the sport we're watching. But dude, everything I watched out here, there's no reason to think his size is going to hold him back either at the U20 level or in college. Obviously, transitioning to pro is going to be a different thing, but we had him on Fellowship of the Rink. Episode will be dropping with his full interview on Thursday. And weird, the team that drafted him just so happens to have short king of all short kings, Marty St. Louis, as their head coach. Think he can figure it out, just like, wait. No, they don't have any short players on their team that are really fucking good and lighting up the NHL. I can't think of one.
No, I can't think of any.
I mostly can't think of him because he wore Badgers red, and that's just disgusting.
Yeah,
can you imagine though if he was there when Hastings was? He probably wouldn't have even been drafted.
He wouldn't be he'd be out of hockey. He's retired. Yeah. No, but like you were saying too, like obviously when you're watching a game live, it's ideal to be at the red line or whatever. But like, and before we jumped on, I was telling you, whenever I go see a game live, I try like as often as possible, unless I'm like watching with people, I usually try to like just go to different ends of the ice to like absorb different periods. But it is so fun watching from that behind the net angle, and you can just you can like literally just see their brain processing the ice in front of them. And when they're just like the change of pace, the deception with like the shoulder fakes, the head fakes, and just like creating lanes for themselves, It's just so fun to watch, and you get a better sense of just like guys that are actually thinking 2-3 plays ahead, anticipating where the open ice is going to be and attacking its speed, or just just wiring that perfect pass into open ice, finding teammates. It is very fun to watch. And it's really fun to watch the power play from that angle too, because you're just watching them just rip the puck around, and it is very fun. And a lot of times too,
awful TV angle. Let's
terrible for TV.
When they do it on TV, I want to punch everybody.
Yeah, not good. But it's fun with him
watch from behind the net. General fan experience, watch from the red line. That's my take.
And he is very fun to watch in the power play, because I mean he'll set a couple passes up first to get himself right in that perfect position, and then just that quick release, cross ice, tape to tape, that you're hoping the guy's ready for. Sometimes they're not, but like it's just so fun to watch and process. But yeah, no, it definitely stands out at different angles. But yeah, he again, just especially in that game, human highlight reel, just electric stuff. In that first game, like the big time standouts were obviously that Hagens and Riker Lee, very fun. I mean, our boy Mateo is very sad about it, but Brett's prospect. But like, I mean, he rocks. They look really good.
He's in the community.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. God, it's so bad, that shirt. I
gotta say real quick, I was shocked at how many NHL scouts were there. Mm-hmm. I did not expect that for the summer showcase. There were a majority of teams were represented, and I texted my brother because he's a Flyers fan, and like right in front of us was 3 guys wearing Flyers garb, and one of them is Chris Stewart, which I was unaware that he was actually part of their like development staff. He like told me to say hi, and I was like joking with him, and I told him like, oh, one of them is Chris Stewart. He's like, the guy that got a cup of coffee with the Wild? That explains why their prospects don't develop. Like, damn. I mean, yes, but also mean.
All right, fuck.
But yeah, there was a lot of NHL scouts. I was surprised.
Yeah, no, they usually are very well represented there.
Jupe's in the chat. I was hanging out with Jupe and Vigo for the entirety of that. I think I'm going to be catching up with them on Saturday too. I don't think they're going to be there with me on Wednesday, but yeah, very interesting seeing how many were there for, again, the summer showcase. I just wasn't anticipating that kind of showing, but we'll see. I'm sure it'll only grow once we get into like USA Canada on Saturday. That's gotta draw.
Yeah. Like another guy I thought that stood out in that the USA White versus Finland game, and I said this on day 2 of the draft this year. I still cannot believe fucking Dakota Rumeland did not get drafted. I mean, played a full season of college hockey at Michigan, played great, had an assist in that game versus Finland. Like, just solid frame, right shot, DB. Like, he's an awesome player. I cannot believe that he went undrafted this summer. I think he's going to be one of those overages that goes early on day 2 next year. But like, I thought he stood out. Will Moore, Bruins prospect, 2nd round pick. He stood out, made some nice plays.
I thought he was donezo. Like the second he got hit, and it was behind the net, like right in front of us. Jupe's even the one that said like, that's a shoulder, and he gets up right away and just holding it, going right to the bench. I'm like, all right, so he's done, but he's back like 2 shifts later, no big deal. So
yeah, no, it didn't look great. Just trying to think too from that game, and I mean, like for the Finns though,
little Mini Koivu was ready to just tussle with everybody. Like he was looking for a fight, and he definitely is not a guy that should be fighting.
He's a prick to play against for sure. But the Heikki Ronan kid to get drafted last year by the Flyers, I thought he stood out. I think he had 2 assists that game too. And then I mean, I saw flashes from the Lassie Bolius kid, first Finn that went this year. Fluid offensive defenseman, moves the puck well, decent defensively. I thought he stood out at times in the shifts that I saw. But I mean, the big standouts were Riker Lee and James Hagens. Just like every time they were jumped over the boards, they were looking to make plays, finished up with a couple points each. So there were definitely flashes. It's always weird. The first game's always weird. But I mean, game 2, the Swedes came to play, obviously.
Dude.
5-2 win. And I mean,
Stenberg.
like, Ivar Stenberg, just, I mean, what more can we even say about the kid? Like, he's going to go early on day 1. He's going to be a top 5 pick this year, most likely.
But dude, I already told you this, but I went over and I was talking to Scott Wheeler because we were figuring out, I think we're grabbing beers after one of the next 2 sessions. And I just asked him right away. I'm like, what do you think about Bjork? He's like, I really like him. He's probably around 10. I'm like, yeah, we had him around 5 in our too early thing. And I think that's just because we got a special spot for him because our main guy does a lot of Sweden stuff. He's like, respect it. No chance he goes top 5. I'm like, yeah, no, he doesn't.
No, he's 5'9".
We still want it. We still want it.
Pounds soaking wet.
If he was 2 inches taller, what would you say?
Yeah, you would get, yeah. Just, I mean, what he did with the U20 this year is insane. Like,
well, just the fact that he's there right now too.
Yeah, it's insane that he even got invited to this. Yeah. And I mean, you talked about Ivar Stenberg too. He is ridiculous. Again, he was a half point per game in the SHL playoffs this year as a draft -1. That's legitimately outrageous.
Does not have the same size deficiency.
Does not. He's right around that 6 foot mark. He flies. He can wire up puck. He's got skill. He can do a little bit of everything. He is just insane.
I don't know if it's because I'm like watching him as I'm ISO camming LJ Mooney, but dude, Stenberg doesn't just look 6 foot. Like, he looks like a thick dude. Like, might hurt me.
Yeah, no, he's filled out. I mean, it's the same thing with like Anton Frondell this year. When you watch him play, you would think he's 6'3", 6'4". The kid's 6'1". He's just like 208 pounds. Like these are the kids that are just like filled out. So like it legitimately make, like, you would assume that they're 3 inches taller than they really are. But I mean, again, that's just like another reason Stenberg's gonna go he's gonna go early, as he should. But there was a big reason he was able to play in the SHL so often this year, and how good and why he was able to like get legit ice time, and it paid off in the playoffs as a draft -1, which like does not happen. Like, usually guys that are like in their draft years playing in the regular season, they'll get a minute and a half of ice time, maybe. So like the stat lines always look weird, where it's like, this kid's going top 10. He had 2 points this year in the SHL. It's like, yeah, because they never play. So the fact that he even touches the ice is impressive. Meanwhile, Ivar Stenberg is a draft -1. He's playing like 10 minutes. And then the playoffs, he's like on their second line, literally half point per game. Like, it's ridiculous. So obviously he had that hat trick in that game. He's just, everything he does pops. So he's obviously stood out. He's going to stand out all year.
Yeah. Cole, no, it will not be split teams for USA Canada. I'm pretty sure at this point, after the action on Tuesday, I think they're both consolidating down to one team moving forward for the games that are left. So I don't know, though, how, because I'm not generally dialed in on World Junior Summer Showcase. Like, I'm usually kind of casually paying attention. I'm curious to see for both teams, do you sit down guys that you're like, yeah, no shit, they're here because I want to see other guys get a chance and see if they can earn a spot? Or do you literally just take your best guys and keep rolling for the Summer Showcase? Like, what do you think about that, Z?
I feel like I saw a quote from one of the coaches, at least, that they're not planning on having a whole lot of guys like sitting out that much. But I mean, that being said, like, was it yesterday? Trevor Connolly got rocked. It looked like he took one to the knee and couldn't put any weight on his leg after, and like was definitely in trouble. So that's not great,
dude. I didn't talk about him though for Sunday. I'll gush over LJ Mooney all day. Connolly was the best player for that second USA group, and it was effortless. Like, he literally was just going out there, puck on a string, casually just rolling past defensemen and trying to tuck around the goalie. Like, he did not seem to care and was still just ragdolling people. And it was very, very interesting to watch because we know the talent is there, but even if you look to like last year, it's not something that you expected to see consistently.
Yeah, I mean, again, like we talked about this in his draft year. Obviously, in his past, he's had the off-ice issues, which really haunted him for a while, and supposedly whatever did the work off the ice, whatever. But like even like there was some legit issues with him on ice, just as far as like when he is engaged and some of like the decision making as far as like really, really bad penalties. I mean, people have to remember like a couple weeks before the draft last year in the gold medal game versus Canada, gets ejected, takes a 5-minute major when they're up by 1, and they give up 2 on the power play, and they lose the gold medal game in the third period. Like that's happened. Like, so there was a big concern with him. But when he is just like composed and playing his game, especially in that draft class last year, he was a no shit top 5, top 6, just like raw talent. And he does it effortlessly. So there's always going to be questions about like, is he engaged every game? Is he making bad decisions? If things aren't going well for him, is he going to go like take someone's head off? Like that's been a big that was probably a bigger reason that he went lower than like his talent level would have suggested last year. We'll see what Vegas they feel like trading.
I was just gonna say, my only question related to Trevor Connolly when we're talking about projecting him into the NHL is, who is the biggest trade target this year come trade deadline? That is the team that Trevor Connolly will join.
That is where Trevor Connolly will be.
I'm pretty sure he is the extent of their prospect pool.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It's just how it is.